Hey, we're back with Jennifer Gold, the master gardener, and you know, we've already termed her the worm lady. Sorry, Jennifer.
Do you love that title?
You could be called worse.
It could be worse, I think.
Now, I was fascinated in the segment that I produced on being out at your place with the worms. Tell us a little more about how complicated a process it is to get some worms going in your garden.
It's actually quite simple. What you want to do is get worms that are
there they are.
designed for breaking down organic material. And this works great with your kitchen scraps. It's a great way to recycle kitchen scraps.
Come on, let's see the stars.
Well, they're very,
the stars of the show really are in your hands.
They're sun sensitive. They don't like to be in the sun, so they're all diving down to the bottom.
Well,
which is something
there
that
is
helps
a price for stardom.
There is. They just don't make sunglasses that small.
What's the newspaper for? That might be a silly question.
This is part of the bedding for the worms. They like to be in an environment that isn't too wet. Yeah, bedding. It really is called worm bedding. And shredded newspaper is really wonderful because we don't use soy inks. We don't use toxic inks in newsprint anymore. So they're soy-based inks, so they're perfectly organic.
And so is the paper more for moisture or for warmth?
For many things. It helps control moisture, which can get out of hand very easily in a worm bin because you're adding green stuff all the time, vegetable scraps and stuff, so it can get soupy if you're not careful. Newspaper really helps absorb the excess moisture. The worms will actually break it down eventually. When it's all broken down, you won't even know there was newspaper in here. It's pretty amazing. It just kind of turns to peat moss looking stuff.
Yeah.
And
because are they chewing on it?
They actually are.
Well, they're not chewing on it because...
Well, they don't have teeth.
That's right.
Yeah, they're tubes with mouths, and they just kind of work their way through everything, and what comes out the other end is the stuff we want to use.
And we term it...
worm compost or vermicompost. Or black gold.
Yeah, black gold. I like the black gold.
Yeah, it has many names. And so the worm bedding, you want to make sure you have plenty of, like any compost pile, you want to make sure you have 2/3 dry brown ingredients to 1/3 green or wet ingredients.
And how quickly am I going to see some black gold? I mean, I'm a results kind of guy.
You want it now? Well, all composting processes require a certain amount of patience. But worms, I think, give you really pretty quick return on your time investment. In 3 months, you could have some nice looking compost.
And what am I going to be able to use that black gold for?
Any growing thing. Add it to your house plants.
If you don't have a garden, no. Everything.
Everything that grows, but except human beings. Plant life I'm talking about.
Do not eat this, John.
Yes, please don't. Yeah, you wouldn't want to put this in your green drink in the morning or anything. But these...
I don't know, Mackenzie might want to do that. She comes in with some stuff that, whoo, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am familiar with it. And so this stuff has more nitrogen in it than composted, like hot composted stuff, because the worms are not breaking down with heat. They're breaking down with their little digestive tracts. And they're keeping a really happy balance of microorganisms in this black gold that you're getting from it. So there's really 4% more nitrogen in vermicompost than there is in other kinds of compost. And nitrogen is what makes things green and leafy and grow. So it's great for everything.
What have you noticed about growing with this compared to other soils? I mean, have you done a comparison at all or anything?
You know, I've added so many other things to my soil in the last couple of years. Since I've done the Master Gardener program, it really gets you thinking about soil, because that's what everything is based on. You got to feed the soil or it won't feed you. And I just think it adds a lot to the texture of the soil. It keeps it more crumbly and dark, like this stuff. This is already partially composted vegetable matter. I just put kitchen scraps and newsprint.
Now, Jennifer, I don't want to corner you just as the worm lady. I mean, being a master gardener takes a lot of work.
It does.
Give me some idea about what it takes.
Well, it's a program through Oregon State University,
Uh-huh.
which is our land grant university here in Oregon. And almost every state has a land grant university, and they have an extension office, which is to provide education to the community, extended education from the university. And our Deschutes County Extension office here offers a Master Gardener training program up at COCC. It's about 3 months, every Saturday for 3 months. You attend classes, and then you do a certain amount of volunteer work each year, as well as ongoing
And you're going to get
classes.
your hands dirty.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're
But
gonna-
anybody who wants to be Master Gardener, that's not a problem.
It's anybody who loves to garden will get great information out of it.
Did you
There's
grow
so
up in
much to
Central
learn.
Oregon?
No, I grew up in Eugene, in the valley.
So there's probably a big difference between, you know, being a successful gardener here versus Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene is totally different, that side of the mountains. Up here it's dry, it's high, we have colder weather, colder nights, so there are more things to contend with up here, and that's really covered in depth in the Master Gardener course up here, and I just think it's a fabulously educational, informative program to go through.
If somebody wants to know more about worm gardening or master gardening, where can they go?
Well, the Oregon State University Extension website is one website. Then there's a Deschutes County Extension website. And then there is the Central Oregon Master Gardeners Association website.
Wow.
Lots of links.
Go COMGA, and they're all connected.
Okay.
They're all off of the same sort of primary website. And tons of information there. There's a really comprehensive article on vermicomposting in particular that you can go to and download, and it gives you step-by-step instructions for setting up a worm bin and
I
everything
can't
you need.
wait.
We're going to start one in the office.
Jennifer Gold, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. And we're going to be talking to you throughout the season
Great.
about what it takes to be a great master gardener.
I'm happy to be here. Thank
Cool.
you.
All right, we'll be right back.